The world in 2045, according to DARPA. This is interesting. An article at says, according to DARPA, this is what the world will look like in 2045. The U.S. Military Scientific and Technological Wing, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, or DARPA, is essentially tasked with constructing the future. Robotic soldiers and artificial intelligence have both been in development for some time, as have instantaneous language translation systems and advanced contact lenses. So it shouldn't come as a surprise that DARPA has given its prediction for what the world will be like in 2045, as reported by Tech Insider. In a video series entitled Forward to the Future, released on YouTube, 3 DARPA researchers have explained how the technologies they are actively working on could transform the world in 30 years' time. The first of these predictions comes from Pam Melroy, an aerospace engineer, former astronaut, and deputy director of DARPA's Tactical Technologies Office. This department, along with others, handles the development of drones. Militarized drones are becoming increasingly spooky, with one DARPA project aiming to create, quote, vampire drones, those that sublimate into nothingness in direct sunlight, leaving no trace of their exploits. Melroy takes this one step further. Instead of merely ordering drones and other machines around, advanced AI will allow us to work as partners with machines and have them understand our intent for much more complex tasks. And that is a direct quote. Instead of having rudimentary voice recognition and keyboards, machines, drones, aircraft, and even spacecraft will respond to our commands dynamically and control multiple systems simultaneously. DARPA is currently developing an empathetic system that will even allow robots on the battlefield to detect and analyze our emotional and physical state in real time. This will permit them to predict our needs before we even need them. Even before this system is operational, a quarter of combat soldiers will be robots by just 2030, according to one U.S. general. Stephanie Tompkins, a geologist and director of DARPA's Defense Sciences Office, believes the world of 2045 will be dominated by nanotechnology. Our ability to manipulate materials at the atomic level already means we can produce incredible materials, including prosthetic limbs that have the ability to feel, and night vision contact lenses only a few atoms thick. The future will bring with it increasingly strong and lightweight materials. According to Tompkins, you can now start to control properties of materials that we always thought were impossible to exist, but by building it at the atomic level, we can force them to exist. Justin Sanchez, a neuroscientist and one of the program managers in DARPA's Biological Technologies Office, is convinced that thought-powered technology will become far more common by 2045. Neuroscientists are already working on prosthetic limbs that are controlled by your mind, and prototypes of mind-controlled cars already exist. Sanchez thinks that by 2045, we might be able to communicate with our friends and family by just using neural activity from our brain. The future may see this technology come in leaps and bounds, with the electronic architecture of your home, from the heating of the lights possibly controlled by just your thoughts. Combining this ability with miniature sensors that power themselves, the homes of the future will be almost unrecognizable to the ones that we have today. So lots of interesting predictions made by DARPA here. There's also a couple videos, three videos on the article that I linked in the show description, so you can check that out. So what do you think about these? Are they good? Are they evil? Are some good, some evil? I personally don't really see a problem with prosthetic limbs, but when they start altering humanity on a genetic level, which I know wasn't directly mentioned here, but that's been in talks for years. Um, that I think goes a little too far. Some of these other things. What do you all think? As always, I'm curious to know your thoughts. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. Uh, Share this with your friends and family. Also, talking about high technology. If you haven't had a chance to check it out yet, the 100th episode of the Sharpening Report is now out. It's with Anthony Patch and S. Douglas Woodward. We kind of handle it like a roundtable discussion, but we talk about the topics that you, or at least people that follow me on Facebook, sent in. It was a phenomenal conversation. Anthony really brings something unique to the table. Subscribe to my channel. You can find it on there, or you can even just do a search on YouTube for Anthony Patch Sharpening Report. It should come right up. But that is the 100th episode. You can find that and more information, more videos, blog entries, things like that on my website, ministryministry.com. And so make sure to check all that out. It's really interesting stuff. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care and God bless.